What's going on, guys? Mellowlink here with another video. Finally making a Tekken 8 video. I know it's been a while since the Cnt closed, but I have just got around to making my first impression / review. So I was fortunate enough to play. I did get in a good amount of games over the second Cnt. So I'm going to just give you guys an overview of what I thought of the game. I'm obviously a big time Tekken fan. I love the game, so I'll let you guys know how it felt and you know, what it sort of entailed and how I actually felt about it. So strap in and hope you guys enjoy. So the first category for the review is the graphics. Now, definitely a visual upgrade from Tekken 7. Colors are much more vibrant and the lighting is obviously a lot better with the PS5 capabilities. Obviously this one was played on PS5. It may look better / worse on PCs. I did find fighting people on PCs with worse computers did result in a lot of lag. So definitely something to pay attention to when the game comes out. But as for the most part, game definitely looks better. However, I was expecting a bit more of a jump in graphics. It's obviously just more like a really polished Tekken 7. Now, you know, in that same vein, all the effects, you know, the actual models themselves, definitely a massive upgrade. The models are amazing. S+ tier models and stages and effects. As for the actual animations, yes, they are better. But I don't really feel like it's that big of a change, which I'll get into the next category. But overall, a plus for the graphics, and definitely can't wait to see more. And especially since this is only a Cnt, very interested to see what happens with you know, the final product. All right, now onto the gameplay. Obviously, the most important one. How does it feel? Is it fun, etc.? So, first and foremost, the game is incredibly fun. Obviously, you know, there's an improvement over the speed, and obviously there's a you know, emphasis on aggression. So clearly the matches will fly by. Now, if I'm being completely honest, the game does pretty much feel like T7 with a bit more you know, speed and crazy techniques. It is very fun with heat, depending on the character you use. Obviously, some have better than others. So with Lars, for example, I feel like he's a complete upgrade as a character. He has multiple heat moves. He has multiple things he can do. You know, changes to his kit, and you know, he really does feel different. But basically, for me now, I don't know if I'm just nitpicking or this is, you know, universal, but once heat runs out, it's basically just Tekken 7 again, which is nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I still play Tekken 7 to this day and I know it's a great game. Very solid, but yeah, I guess I was looking for something a little bit more structurally or mechanically different to how the game feels. Now, you know, as you can see from all the gameplay, the combo potential is crazy. Like, that's something that's amazing. I love games that have creativity for the combo structure. This game does have that. The neutral pretty much does feel the same, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I guess take that how you will, but overall, I'm happy with how the game feels. So next up, we have the audio design. So basically, first off the bat, you've obviously all probably noticed they've added a lot more, well, you can't really call them voice lines, but grunts to the characters that give them a lot more personality. And even Paul, on some of his moves, actually has voice lines. So it just gives a lot more personality to the characters and diversity. Now, in saying that as well, the overall audio design of the, you know, the hits, the counter hits, the impact hits, the spark hits, I mean, the sound design was S tier. It really felt like you were, you know, really giving an impactful punch or kick. You felt like a boss when you were landing a counter hit. Everything felt really, really good. In regards to the soundtrack as well, I'm sure anyone who knows me knows that I've been raving on and on about the soundtrack. Look, I don't like to slander other games, but in comparison to Street Fighter 6, the soundtrack to this really does hit how it's supposed to. Nearly every theme hits hard, and it really does fit the overall feeling of Tekken. The vibes are definitely on point, and I think it's pretty much been overall positive. I don't really care what other people think anyway, so I really like the music, and it definitely makes the matches feel more epic. Okay, so the next one is Connection. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it's pretty lackluster in my opinion. If they're saying this is rollback, it's definitely one of those fake Bandai Namco rollbacks that aren't real rollback. Definitely could feel the stutters and the lag. Most games were pretty bad connection. Actually, no, that's not true. Most games were passable. Only a few felt good, but there was definitely more bad feeling games than good. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not too sure if it's because the other people had, a bad PC and it was cross-platform playing with PS5. Not too sure if it was because of that or if it's just the connection isn't that good. But, overall, I would say it's maybe a little bit better than Tekken 7's, but definitely nothing even close to anything that's good rollback, such as Street Fighter 6 or, Mortal Kombat. So next up, I want to talk about the heat system in general, since it's such an integral part of the Tekken 8 gameplay. So I think overall it works pretty well. It's definitely really fun to use. There are a few nitpicks I would say needs to change. I know this probably won't change, but it would be nice if you had to earn your way to heat. It just being available at the very beginning is just a lot of people are just spamming it at the start, and another thing as well, where you heat burst and you take your turn. I don't think this should be plus, since it's basically like a rage art. It stops time, and it's even better than a rage art. I feel like it stops time completely, and you get your move in. That being plus on block, I think definitely shouldn't be. Maybe -9, so you lose your turn, but it can still be safe. It's such a powerful tool, and it puts you straight into heat. I don't think that should be plus. The actual heat engages. It's a fun way to play the game. Obviously, looking out for key moves and using them to get into heat is pretty fun. Which can lead either to a combo or a free mix-up. But definitely that's a good change. And then the heat smash, definitely another good one. Does feel really nice to land them, and most of them raw do a lot of damage. In combos, obviously scaled a lot, and I'm sure if they were any stronger, they would need a nerf, so that's fair enough. But as I said earlier, using these heat mechanics is really fun, but when these are used up, it basically just feels like Tekken 7. Obviously, the whole point is to sort of trick your opponent into thinking you're going to use it, and obviously do mix-ups from there and whatnot. I didn't get to verse every single character's heat smash or heat mode, but most of the ones that I versed did feel definitely strong. Every character can feel busted at one point or another, so there's obviously going to be a lot to learn, but overall a good change to add the heat system. So basically, to summarize, definitely pleasantly surprised. I knew from seeing the footage I would like to play the game. Definitely feels a lot better than just watching it. As a spectator sport, a lot of people have said it is going to get stale quickly because of the amount of heat stuff we're going to see. Basically just becomes a 50-50 from using the heat, and a lot of people are saying it could be that, including pros. But from my experience alone, I would say it's definitely super fun to play. I did not get bored the whole weekend. That could have been because it was taking 40 minutes to get a match, but we don't know. Definitely a solid game from what we've seen. I'm really interested to see what the rest of the roster is going to be, seeing as Michael Murray and Harada did state that this is just a small sample of what we're going to get in the full game, and there's already 16 characters. So I can say this game definitely has the potential to be the next big thing. That's 100%. There's no doubting that it's going to be amongst the most popular games, seeing as Tekken 7 sales, and Tekken 8 is basically just an improved Tekken 7 with a lot more polish. So Really excited to see what the future holds. With Evo happening tomorrow, we're already going to get a new announcement there, which is basically almost guaranteed. So really excited to see what happens, and for all the upcoming Tekken 8 news, gameplay, and overall reviews, stay tuned to the channel. Take it easy for now, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Tekken 8 in the comments. Peace.